Please.
Mr. Morales.
Present.
Mr. Hardy.
Present.
Dr. Castro. Mr. Real Calleros.
Present.
Ms. Lopez.
Moving on to item number 3, approval of the agenda of the regular meeting of the Board of Education for May 25th, 2023. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? Item passes on 3-0 vote. Public comments and communications. Is there any public comments and communications for closed session?
No, sir.
Being none, the governing board will now recess into closed session at 5:32 p.m.
They got no shot. Nobody.
They took our best. We took their best. They just kept pushing.
They've been the best team all year, I feel like, in the league, as it should be, right?
That's fancy.
Remind me to take a picture of it. You know what's funny? This is the same jacket I wore on my first board.
Okay.
Still fits too. She don't hear me. Deacons. It still fits too. It said it still fits.
You know what?
Outside. Black by the flagpole.
Calling back to order the Lynwood Unified School District's regularly scheduled board meeting for May 25th, 2023 at 6:03 p.m. Superintendent, roll call, please.
Mr. Morales?
Present.
Mr. Hardy?
Present.
Dr. Castro? Mrs. Del Real Calleros?
Present.
Mrs. Lopez?
Present.
Tonight's flag salute will be led by Roosevelt Elementary School.
Short here, testing. I think so. Is it on? Yes. Okay. Good evening, Board President Mr. Morales, board members, Superintendent Dr. Crossway, District Cabinet members, and Lynwood community. I am Dr. Perez, proud principal of Roosevelt Elementary School. We are honored to be part of tonight's board meeting. Joining me today is Roosevelt Student Council President Jesus Felix. Jesus Felix will be leading us through the flag salute.
Please stand. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Roosevelt. Reports, student reports. At this time, we'd like to hear from the student board representatives. Lynwood High School.
Good evening, Board President Mr. Morales, Superintendent Dr. Crossway, board members, district cabinet members, and Lynwood community. This is Lynwood High School Student Board Report for Thursday, May 25th. Spring Dance Concert. Our dance program hosted their annual Spring Dance Concert on Saturday, May 20th. These students have been working super hard all year long, and it was amazing to see all their performances come together. It was a wonderful experience for the audience to get to see different dance styles coming from our students. I would also like to congratulate all my classmates who made the dance assemble team. We can't wait to see you guys on the dance floor competing. Wellbeing Week. This Wellbeing Center, the Movement, and LACO Community Schools hosted a Wellbeing Week May 15th through 19th. Students were given the opportunity to attend these events during lunch, focusing on their well-being, bringing up topics like self-esteem and mental health. School activities. This week, Class of 2025 hosted a Spring Fling Spirit Week filled with days students enjoyed participating in the most. Monday was Color Wars, Tuesday Crazy Socks or Crocs, Wednesday Pajama Day, Thursday White Light T-shirt Day, and Friday Bring Anything But a Backpack. Spring Fling will take place Friday, May 26th from 7 through 11 p.m., where will be activities like a DJ, a photo booth, and food for our students to enjoy. Due to recent events these past couple weeks, Spring Fling is now free for all students attending LHS only, needing a valid LHS ID and PBIS ticket to enter. We hope this gives our students an opportunity to distract themselves and have fun with all their friends. Finals. Our students are almost done with testing. Finals week is coming up for our students, and we wish them good luck. We are beyond proud of them for pushing through this month full of testing. Lockdown. On Friday, May 19th at 1:30 p.m. during lunch, LHS was placed on lockdown due to gunfire being heard outside the campus. Thankfully, no one was injured during this incident. We understand that this was a scary situation for students, parents, and staff. Our school administration has received feedback from students, staff, and parents. The school is making the necessary changes to ensure that if we ever have a similar emergency, protocols are followed by all. Senior activities. Every day our seniors get closer to graduation, a day they have been looking forward to since they can remember. Before their high school years come to an end, there are a few more senior activities giving them an opportunity to make more memories they'll remember for a lifetime. Grad Bash at Universal Studios is on June 2nd from 4 p.m. to 3 a.m. A senior assembly will also be held during school hours that same day. Then they have their senior picnic on June 5th from 8:30 through 3:30 p.m. Senior Sunset will be on Monday, June 12th from 6 through 10 p.m., as well as senior breakfast on June 6th from 9 a.m. through 12 p.m., where they will also receive their yearbooks. And lastly, graduation day is on June 14th. This is not the end, but only the beginning of their lives. Congratulations, class of 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my student board report. Thank you.
Lynwood Community Adult School.
Good evening, Board President Mr. Morales, Board members, Superintendent Dr. Crossway, members of the Cabinet and Lynwood community. I am Veronica Gonzalez, Student Board Representative of Lynwood Community Adult School. LCAS wishes to congratulate Mrs. Michelle Lawrence, our Classified Person of the Year, and to Mr. Manuel Fragoso, LCAS Teacher of the Year, for their outstanding service to our school and community. LCAS has invited back several alumni to serve on a discussion panel at the Imperial site. Current graduations candidates will have an opportunity to hear their stories, ask questions, build a network of support for their transition to work in college. LCAS will host our annual Student Award Banquet tonight at Rio Hondo Golf Club in Downey. This concludes Lynwood's Community Adults report. Thank you.
Vista Pathway High School.
Good evening, Board President Alfonso Morales and the Board of Education, Superintendent Dr. Crossway, members of the Cabinet and Lynwood community. My name is Natalie Flores, and I'm the Student Board Representative and member of ASB for Vista and Pathway High School. We would like to start off by acknowledging all the classified staff in Lynwood Unified School District for all the great work you have done for us. Most of you provide support behind the scenes, and your contribution. Wait, how do you say that? Contributions have a huge impact on our success. From keeping us safe to providing a clean school, your hard work is greatly appreciated. A special thank you to the staff from Vista and Pathway. We would like to congratulate Mr. Martin Chavez from Vista for earning this year's Classified of the Year award. Yesterday, 2 students were celebrated at the Every Student Succeeds ceremony for overcoming obstacles and achieving academic success. We congratulate Otis Besley Bruno from Vista and Mercy Alejandre from Pathway. Both students will be graduating this June and will be attending college despite the odds. State testing continues to be administered at both campuses for juniors and seniors. We would like to remind all the students the importance of taking the exam seriously. La Raza Club celebrated their culminating event today. We thank the club for the events held at the school for us and bridging the gap between all cultures at school. The inclusiveness of the lunchtime and activities were fun and memorable. The next 2 weeks, seniors will be encouraged to register for voting if they did not have the opportunity to register in the fall school campaign. Everyone has a right to take a part in the government of his or her community directly or through freely chosen representative. We encourage all the seniors in Lynwood Unified to register and exercise your right to be heard. This concludes the Vista and Pathway High School report. Thank you.
Fireball High School.
Good evening, Board President Mr. Morales, Superintendent Crossway, board members, and the rest of the Lynwood community here today. My name is Irad Reyes. I'm the board representative and ASB president here representing MA Fireball High School. Today's information will be the most up-to-date and recent on our campus. Academics. Testing for the IB program and AP courses concluded Friday, May 19th. Over 500 tests were taken for AP and 84 tests for IB. SBAC testing is currently occurring for 11th graders. 82 seniors are set to receive the Seal of Biliteracy for their diplomas. Finals for 9th through 11th graders are happening from May 22nd to June 7th. The final SSC and ELAC meeting will be happening on June 1st. On Monday, we held our district parent meeting to discuss LUSD financial budget. We are excited to have 40-plus teachers signed up to help with our upcoming graduation ceremony. We are currently enrolling 9th, 10th, and 11th graders into dual enrollment for the summer program in partnership with Compton College. College and career information. The College and Career Center continued to assist students with registering for classes, completing orientations, and completing to do for community colleges and four-year universities. In addition, the College and Career Center is currently doing recruitment and assisting students with enrollment for afternoon college, summer, and fall. The College and Career Center is currently working on finalizing the AB 288 Cohort 3 with the workshop scheduled for May 25th. Lastly, the CCC is currently conducting introductions to their incoming seniors. School events/activities. The FHS band program will be hosting its spring concert on June 1st from 6:30 to 8 p.m. at the FHS lecture hall. The Lynwood community is invited to come out and enjoy an evening filled with beautiful music. Last week, ASB held its annual elections for the student body, and UN returning leaders had the opportunity to campaign for a position on both executive and class cabinets. We are incredibly excited to see the wonderful events and opportunities this new wave of leaders will create for the following school year. Next Sunday, June 4th, our seniors will take on Disney California Adventure for their grad night. Permission slips have been handed out and are due tomorrow, May 26th, alongside the senior F list. This list is a last push to encourage seniors to bring their grades up and be eligible for upcoming senior activities and graduation. May 24th and tomorrow, Friday, May 26th, our FHS Young Actors Guild will be performing their spring musical, Beauty and the Beast. Doors open at 2 p.m. The Lynwood community is invited to come out and enjoy this tale as old as time. Club, sports/athletic department. Our FHS dance team competed at Sharp International this past Saturday and were named high school champions, placing first place in jazz, lyrical, dance, and hip hop. They also took home a spirit stick and first place for toe touches and 2 coaches awards. Our FHS dance team will be holding their annual end of the year dance concert this upcoming June 9th. Doors will open at 6:30 p.m. and the concert will commence at 7. The Lynwood community is invited to come out and enjoy these beautiful performances. Tickets will go on sale the week of the concert. School culture. Last Friday, May 19th, after school, we had a special visit from the famous Mexican music group Marca Registrada. Students had the opportunity to meet and greet the members and capture the memory forever. Tomorrow, we'll be having a local band performing at our campus after school. This band is composed of former LUSD students. Before my presentation ends, I would like to thank everyone for being here today, and I wish you all a great rest of your week. Go Falcons!
We'll now move to the superintendent's report. Superintendent, please.
Thank you, Mr. Morales. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. I want to congratulate all of our classified employees of the year, and we'll be recognizing you shortly. We're going to begin, and first of all, I also want to say congratulations to the Fireball High School dance team. Congratulations on those recent accolades. Congratulations. And so we're going to continue with recognizing some of our students at the middle school, and for that, I'm asking Dr. Dinkins to help us out with this presentation.
Thank you, Dr. Crossway, Board President Morales, board members, Dr. Crossway, and all of the Lynwood community. I'm so happy to be here tonight, and happy Classified Appreciation Week to all of our classified staff who are a part of keeping our schools going. Thank you. But my favorite thing to talk about, I love you adults in the room, but my favorite thing to talk about is our wonderful Lynwood students. And I have to say, we have a team of middle school students who went and competed, gave up their weekends and their evenings. I want to thank their parents, their coaches, their principal. They got second place in the glider competition, first place in engineering and design, and they are on to the state championships. Let's give them a hand. Is Miss Reilly present? Miss Reilly, can you come forward? This is their wonderful principal, Miss Reilly. Board President Morales, the Superintendent Crossway, would you please join us in the front as we honor? I want to bring up our coaches, as it takes a village to make these things work. And I want to honor our coaches along with our principal. So we have Mr. Adam Brand. Raul Vallejo. Mr. Richard Merrill. And Mr. Congratulations, and thank you so much. And Mr. Jesus Hernandez. Thank you. If there are any parents in the room of any of our 25 students that competed, would you please stand? Are there any parents in the room? Please give them a huge round of applause. If I haven't said it enough, we thank you for entrusting your students with us, and we couldn't do it without you. I said it last night, and I'll continue to say it. Great kids, great parents, and thank you so much. Now, my favorite part, the students. Yay! So we have Emma Alvarez. If they're not here, it's okay. Give them their applause. Give them their applause. Daniel Andrade. Miguel Garcia. Nancy Gonzalez. She's right here. Is this Nancy? Yes. Leilani Seha. Phil Minivar. Jaden Perez. Santiago Ramirez. Haley Rodojo. Risabella Anguiano. Crystal Barajas Barrios.
And I'm just here for the...
Jessa Barraza Mercado. Kayla Baron. Alejandro Castro Perez. Andrea Cordova. Mia Ferrer. This is Mia. Omar Figueroa. Harrison Flores. Diego Medina. Jose Perez Hernandez. Carla Sanchez. And then our students that are advancing, congratulations students, our students that are advancing to the state finals, Natalia Gutierrez. Matthew Lamas. Teresa Salazar. And Angie Sepulveda. Our math, science, technology achievement is our college and career prep to include diversity, and advanced achievement in science and technology. We are awesomely proud of all of you. And in spite of any challenge that you may have, you overcame, got first and second place, and we're cheering you on to state. Go Lynwood. They already won. I'm sorry. First place engineering design, second place in the glider competition, state champions already.
And continuing with our presentation tonight, we have the honor of recognizing some of our classified employees, and to assist us with that is our Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources, Dr. Brian Lucas.
Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Great to see you. Classifieds in the house. Thank you. That's right. Thank you all for being here. For those who don't know what a classified employee is a wonderful group of people that do everything in our district besides teaching and administrating. So we have 135 different classifications of classified folks, right? It's office folks, it's data technicians, custodians, bus drivers, health techs, accountants. I'm not going to go through all 135 because there's a lot of folks that are supporting the teaching and learning in our district and doing it expertly and doing it with love for all of our students. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, classified folks, for all of the work you do in supporting our programs and supporting our students. Yeah, I'm going to give a round of applause. Thank you. So I do want to recognize, we have two classified unions in our district, and one is the mighty SCIU, and that's Sam Connor right there. Thank you, Sam Connor, for all your work on your members. I think Sam has politely asked to not speak tonight. Am I right on that? You want to speak? Okay, come on up. I'm sorry. Come on up.
First of all, I want to say honor to God, and I want to say to the classified unions. A lot of people think we don't do anything, but we do a lot here. You can look at the pandemic that we've been in. We made sure everybody was safe. Everybody else was home. We was here. We was doing what we were supposed to do. Also, too, don't let anybody tell you that you're not doing your job or you're not good enough for it or anything like that. Don't be dismayed about that, because look, we know if you wasn't doing your job, you wouldn't be here, and we know you wouldn't be standing here getting an award for it right now. So I say to y'all guys, hey, keep the good job up, keep doing what you're supposed to do. Be of good courage, be not afraid, and be not dismayed, for the Lord God is with you always.
Thank you, Sam. Sam represents our custodial, maintenance, and transportation staff. And then we've got for CSEA, President Diana Hawkins, representing clerical and professional staff and instructional instructional assistants. Sorry about that. Come on up, Diana. Yeah.
CSCA. Woo woo! Okay. Good evening, President Morales, Board of Education and Cabinet, fellow CSCA members and Lynwood community. My name is Diana Hawkins, and I am the proud data analyst for Lynwood School District and the president of CSCA. It is an honor and a privilege for me to address you about the Classified School Employee Week and the nominees for Classified Employee of the Year. So I would like to take this opportunity to first congratulate every CSCA classified member for their unwavering commitment to excellence and hard work at their place of employment. I value the dedication you exhibit every day, and it is an honor to work with so many excellent co-workers. I am having such a great time this week celebrating with you, our indispensable employees, through a variety of games, activities, and a special dinner. Our theme this year is indispensable and inspired invincible. Remember that, classified. We appreciate Dr. Crossway and the members of his cabinet for coming to our chapter meeting yesterday to share words of appreciation. Thank you. Now, congratulations and bravo to the 22-23 Classified Employees of the Year for your exceptional work that you did this year to let you stand out. You accomplished a commendable job, whether it was helping the faculty, the students, or the community. Please keep up this fantastic work you're doing for Lynwood. I can't express my gratitude to you. Congratulations. We are classified because we are outstanding, respectful, educated, etc. In solidarity, my fellow brothers and sisters, have a lovely evening.
Thank you. And with that, we will get started. And one last thing, I got an awesome HR team. They are HR technicians. They're all classified employees represented by CSEA, and they do amazing work on behalf of every employee in the district. So thank you, everybody. And this is Jiki Ormeo, who is our director of classified, to get out the awards.
Good evening, President Morales, board members, Superintendent Crossway, cabinet members, and Lynwood community. This is my favorite part of the year, where I get, in the very few occasions that I go before the board, that I get to celebrate with you our stellar, exemplary classified employees of the year. So without further ado, I'm going to call them now. All right, starting with, and these are nominees from each school site and each department. So starting with Child Care Assistant Maria Melendez from Early Childhood Education. Yay! Each nominee, yeah, go ahead. Each nominee is receiving a plaque and a pennant. All right, okay, so we don't delay. All right, from Abbott Elementary, Roxana Lopez, School Community Liaison. Okay, Marcus Maurice, custodian from Helen Keller Elementary School. From Lincoln Elementary School, Alejandra Flores, campus monitor. Secretary from Lindbergh Elementary, Desiree Munoz. Yay! Over here, just go over here. Yeah, we're cutting the line. All right, moving along. Lugo Elementary nominates Claudia Martin, Senior Health Service Technician. Next is Campus Monitor from Mark Twain Elementary, Maria Elena Vasquez. Cheer on. Campus Monitor from Thurgood Marshall Elementary School, Martha Enriquez. From Roosevelt Elementary, Instructional Assistant for Special Ed, Beatriz Castellanos. Not here with us tonight, but worth mentioning are Michelle Bravo, Instructional Assistant Special Needs for Rosa Parks, and Aurora Vergara, nutrition service worker from Washington Elementary School. Okay. Next is attendance assistant Myra Manzo from Will Rogers. Yay, cheer on. Also not with us tonight, but worth mentioning, Maria Nevada, secretary from Wilson Elementary School. Next is, I don't see her. Do I see her? Martha Cano Mayen, custodian from Cesar Chavez. Yay. Next one is from Hostler Middle School, school community liaison Olga Kirarte. Two more folks who are not here with us, Mayra Perez Balam, of Office Assistant 2 for Marco Farbo High School, and Maria Munatan, Instructional Assistant Special Needs from Lynwood High School. All righty, they're not here. Okay. And with us tonight is from Vista High School, Martin Chavez, Security Officer. And from Lynwood Community Adult School, Michelle Lawrence, Senior Records Clerk. Yay. All right. Two more folks not with us tonight are Alberto Zabala, Senior Network Computer Specialist for Technology Services, and Lizette Lopez, Custodian for MOT Department. So from this group of stellar, exemplary, dedicated employees were chosen 3 folks who were nominated for the county competition for Classified Employees of the Year. So drum roll. But before I call on them, we'd like to, on behalf of the Personal Commission, I'd like to congratulate everyone. And from the city, Ms. Rita Soto, Mayor Pro Tem, will be... We'll be presenting certificates for our top 3 classified employees of the year. And they are... Should we take a picture first? Okay. The excitement, right? Suspended. It's okay. Okay, stay there, because we're honoring your top 3 classified employees, and one of the 3 is Marcus Morris, custodian. Yes! And the second one is, drum roll, Michelle Lawrence, Senior Records Clerk. Michelle, where's Michelle? Okay, our third one is not here, but I'm going to call on his director to receive his award. Our third district classified employee nominated at the county level is Adalberto Zavala, Technology Services. Yes. And on his behalf, his director, Ricardo Jurado, is receiving the award. Go ahead for him. Go ahead and join them. You want to join them in the middle? Congratulations, everyone. You are really awesome members of this community.
One more presentation.
Okay.
I wonder if some of them decided not to speak. I hope so. It seemed like board was cooking to the movie slowly, so
Yeah.
so I'm not sure if all of them are.
You know.
Olga, felicidades.
And Mr. Morales, we have one more presentation. We want to provide everyone with an update on our strategic planning process, and to help us out with this, Dr. Girish Ribungo.
Thank you, Dr. Crossway, members of the board, President Mr. Morales, District Cabinet, our distinguished guests and community. It's very difficult for me to follow that. I guess I now hold the record for being able to clear this room, right? Next slide, please. Okay, so next slide. Tonight, I'm going to give the board and the community just a quick update on our process, review the process with the board as well as the community, give you an update on where we are, and discuss some next steps. Tonight, joining me is also our research and analysis partner from Copernicus, and that's Dr. Daniel Assisi, right, standing right there. He's the tallest man here. Next slide, please. This is the three-point framework of our strategic plan process. The first step was making sure that we were able to understand the context of our organization. Where are the pain points? What are the needs? What are the, basically, just the things that we need to do to improve? The second is shaping the vision. And the third is developing our strategy. Next slide, please. These are our milestones, all right? So the first is making sure that we've developed driving questions to drive this strategic plan. The second is a future trend summary based on the stuff that's going on. We know that this is a long process, but at the same time, it's perfect because AI, machine learning, generative language, large language models has taken the world by storm, and so it's important for us to be able to shape our strategic plan process around that. And now the third step is really developing a portrait of a graduate, and finally we'll get into the strategic plan process. Next slide, please. All right, so this is the road that I mentioned earlier, right? It's a long process, but for those of you that don't know, P is to O, right? The more you spend on the process, the better your outcomes will be. So we're turning the corner right now. We're on step 3, where we're developing a portrait of a graduate. And at the end of this slide deck, you'll have a link for those of you that want to fill out that survey. And then we'll get the strategic plan and approve it in the next couple months, and then we'll implement that plan. Next slide, please. I'm going to ask Dr. Daniel Assisi to go over the stakeholder engagement efforts that we've done thus far.
Good afternoon, board members, staff, superintendent, and community. Thanks for having me here. Really tough act to follow, I must say. Oh, yeah, thank you. Sorry, sometimes I'm excited somebody actually wants to listen to me. My wife doesn't. Okay, so on the stakeholder engagement efforts, I'm really excited about the work that Lynwood has been doing. Lynwood has been very intentional of trying to engage as many people as possible and give them voice through the process. There have been community-wide surveys in English and Spanish, visits to all campus, talks with site leaderships, parent focus groups in English and Spanish, and outreach efforts to elected officials and business too. So congratulations to the staff for really putting some intentionality behind it and really wanting to hear from folks. Next slide, please. And the idea here is in this new phase that we are arriving on, we're really thrilled to see you guys knocking at the door of a portrait of the graduate, which is a snapshot, the North Star of the skills and habits and knowledge that students should have when they graduate Lynwood to be successful in the world. And hopefully that will be a great guiding North Star again to kind of direct all efforts in the future. Next slide, please. And here's our stakeholder map. There's been 367 different stakeholders that have shared their opinion about different parts of the process with the district, and we have data for that. I'm really excited to dig into that. It breaks down differently there. As you can see, we could really still use more help from our students to kind of give more voice. We want their input so that they can also have that agency over their future and what's important. And again, just as a reminder that we still have a survey out there that we're really excited about. So if you haven't had a chance to take that survey or provide that feedback, that would be wonderful. Next slide, please. So again, big picture, driving questions, and cultural assets and liabilities and value extensions, all that comes from the data that we're able to churn and figure things out. And as we look at that, we are really excited to look not only at feedback from the inside, but feedback from the outside and what's happening in the world, and taking all that into consideration before creating a plan to move forward, to make sure that it's really comprehensive. Next slide, please. I won't take forever here, but there's a summary of future trends that there's out there in the world. It's really important, as Dr. Giddes mentioned, to kind of slow down and pay attention to these technology trends. It's been a thing going on. AI, automation, it's really changing the way schools are going to have to deal with things, but it's changing the world too. So what emerging changes are there? What kind of changes are going to take place in the community? How will LUSD contribute to that? And how our students be prepared to live in this new world that is changing as we go, right? Next question, next slide, please. And some global trends here that the team has also been able to identify. What do employers want of kids who are graduates? They want communication skills, leadership skills, self-management skills. There's a list there that the team has been thoughtful putting together to make sure that the end of education is not just a diploma, but it's also skills, right, to be active and productive and happy in the world. Next slides, please. We also look at the job market trends. There's different professions emerging, right? Roles that we didn't even think that were there before. With this automation piece, you will probably not be surprised to see data analysis and scientists up there. And look at the second one. That's really surprising and why it's so great that we slow down a little bit. AI and machine learning specialists is a booming field right now. And so it's an interesting question to see how can Lynwood tap into that to prepare students for that future. Next slide, please. I won't bore you, I won't read this slide, but it basically speaks about the same things. Here are 4 big trends that are happening out there in the workforce. AI and automation are changing the way people do their jobs and have their jobs. There will be a decreasing workforce in some aspects of the industries in general, so how do you prepare for that? Science and technology and engineering and math and healthcare jobs are a big hit right now. Again, really excited to see the connection with earlier with the students in the Mesa here doing that, directing themselves to that kind of that learning opportunity. And work-based learning opportunities, also a big trend emerging right now in general, right? Next slide, please. And so all of that to come back to the graduate of the profile, and I think I will pass it back to you, Dr. Giddes.
Thank you very much, Dr. Cece. Okay, so on the next slide, Rick, if you can deal with that. So again, just to summarize, this is our project timeline. We are currently at the portrait of a graduate phase. We're halfway done. The last 2 steps is making sure that we have the plan and then we have approval at our planned August board meeting. We can move that up if needed as well. And so again, this is just to summarize our timeline. Next slide. All right, so again, as I mentioned earlier, this is the link. Please make sure you jot this link down. We'll have this ready on our website as well. We've already sent out a parent square earlier this week to make sure that we solicit additional feedback on what you want to see in that plan, what outcomes that you are looking at when it comes to students. So that concludes my presentation. I would be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
All I want to say thank you. It was an amazing presentation, and I think that the surveys are amazing. I fill out one employee came and said, "Are you spending too much money on internet?" I said, "Yes, that's why we need a new one." So they were talking about different things and the event, but it was amazing. Thank you so much for what you are doing.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Superintendent, you completed?
Yes, sir, that completes my presentation.
Thank you. Moving on to 9C, board members report. Moving on to board member reports, Ms. Lopez.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to congratulate Cesar Chavez, Mesa and Science. I think that those kids are amazing. Always they well behave and striving for the best, as well as all the schools. But I admire the students that actually are dedicated. And one child makes a difference in the life of a family. If one child is not doing well, the whole family suffers. So I just want to thank every one of the students that actually put their head and their brain and doing better for their family. It's a great asset that. And the second hand, I want to congratulate classified employees. Always when you see a successful boss is because they have somebody in the desk doing an excellent job. They don't need to go and say twice what they need to do. They write the letters, they do what they need to do, They know that they are there. When the secretary or a teacher assistant or somebody is missing, the administrator feel like needs a strong force because there is nobody. They relay and you guys. And I'm very proud of all the classified employees because I see them dedicated. And at this point, I want to recognize too the mayor of Southgate. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Lopez. Mr. Derlial Calleros.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening to everyone. First, I want to say congratulations to Fireball High School and Cesar Chavez Middle School on their respective accomplishments. Your community is 100% behind you, and we look forward to seeing you guys continue success. Very short report. I attended the Los Angeles County School Trustees Association meeting and reorganization this past May 5th. I want to congratulate my colleague, Dr. Alma Castro, on her election as Vice President of LACSTA. I know she will proudly and effectively represent Lynwood in her new capacity, and continue advocacy for student success. Also, I want to acknowledge that May is the Foster Care Awareness Month, and great thank you to our Lynwood parents, Lynwood USD parents who are guardians to our identified just foster youth here in the city of Lynwood. It really takes someone with a big heart to open their house to children going through difficult times. There's nothing cute about the foster care system. I know that because my parents themselves were foster care parents before they adopted the bunch, the 5 kids, 5 more kids. And we didn't tire them out enough. Foster youth kids, they need all the help and support and resources that could be given to them, and a lot more than that. And that's all for my report.
Thank you. Mr. Hardy.
Thank you, Mr. President. Again, just want to echo my colleagues and congratulating our classified employees. I always think about my experiences back at Washington Elementary School, and our cafeteria manager, Ms. Linda, never knew her last name, but I knew she drove a black Cadillac, and she made sure my sisters and I didn't have to stay outside in the cold when we got to school a little bit too early because Mom happened to go to work being a teacher. She'd leave the house at 6:30, and school didn't open until around 7, so we had about a window where we had nowhere to go. But she allowed us to come into the cafeteria and help her prep for breakfast each and every day. So I really appreciate classified workers just because of the impact that I know you all make. I think in my mind, you all are also the other kind of frontline workers, being you are the first faces people will see when they come into the school sites. You're often the first people at the school site and the last to leave. So we appreciate your immeasurable impact in partnership with our teachers and every other group of employees that make this district work. There's not enough that can be said about your sacrifice and your influence on our educational experience for our kids. And I consider you all educators as well because you contribute to the overall education of our young people. So kudos to SEIU and CSEA. Really appreciate all you do. Want to congratulate Fireball Dance. I think it's just amazing to have 2 award-winning national champion programs for dance in Lynwood. More for us to brag about, talking about how amazing our kids are, but more so it's a testament to the dedication of our staff and our parents as well. The last thing I just want to touch on is the lockdown last week. I know it was very tough, but in the tough bit of chaos, I did get some very, very useful feedback from our students, our teachers, and parents. And I'm happy to know that we had a safety meeting this morning to discuss safety protocols, and that we have a plan in place to address what the parent concerns were. Because as I was sort of monitoring social media and trying to respond to questions, the overwhelming theme for parents was they just want to know that their kids are safe. They understand lockdowns at some points are necessary, but what they want to be communicated to is that kids are safe. So I appreciate staff for working to make sure that we can get those messages out in a timely manner so that we can sort of keep the peace and sort of, manage the chaos. And in the same vein, I want to give tremendous kudos to LHS teachers and admin for managing a very tough situation, given what's happening across the country. A lot of us assumed the very worst when we heard gunshots close to a school site. Thankful that it wasn't on campus, but just the reality of what is happening elsewhere sort of hit home in that day. And I realized and recognized for many staff, it was a very tough moment, putting themselves in their mind in harm's way to protect students, but also students being in a life or death situation as well was very real in those first few moments and seconds of the incident. So just really want to appreciate everybody that took time to make sure kids were okay first and foremost, that were willing to sacrifice themselves if they needed to make sure that everyone was safe. And also want to commend staff for holding space for students that needed to talk on Monday about sort of the trauma that they experienced that Friday before, and emphasize how important it is in a community that experiences more than our fair share of violence, that we make sure that we make space for students and staff when we come back to school the next day that are dealing with trauma from what they experienced the night before, the weekend before, to ensure that we can get back to normal, but making sure that we are honoring the whole of the mental health challenges and the constraints that it takes to live in this area, in this day and age. So really appreciate staff and want to make sure that we can emphasize that part of our work as well. So thank you.
Hey, Mr. Hardy. Just briefly, I know that on the same topic, I know that we learn from experiences, and I know that we've been in communication with staff, and I think we're going to centralize communication as far as, getting information out to parents as soon as possible. But I think that everybody responded in a way that was admirable and should be commended, and I'm very appreciative of the way that staff did the best they could to protect our students. There's in this age now, there's so much media out there. There was videos out there, and there was actual video of the gunshots, and you could hear it as kids were recording something else, and they were in that green space, and you could hear the gunshots, and you could see in their faces how scared they were as they ran away from the fence where it was coming from the street. And you're just glad that our children weren't innocent victims that were in school and were hurt. And thank God that nothing else happened. And of course, we know that parents want to know that their kids are okay. And we want to make sure that everyone understands what the protocols are, because the thing not to do, I think, is for everyone to run to the school to go get their kids when you have cops or sheriffs trying to, make sure everything is safe, that we follow protocols. So, make sure we publish that and let people know what the protocols are, and obviously have communication so that people know what's going on and that their kids are safe, which is what people want to know. Thank you. Moving on. Item 10A1, appointment of representative to Lynwood Partners Educational Foundation Board of Directors. Is there a motion to approve this agenda item? Is there a nomination? Mr. Julian del Real Calleros.
Yes, I would like to nominate Ms. Maria Lopez to the position.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all those in favor say by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Item passes 4-0 vote. Public comments and communications. Per board policy number 9323, 3 minutes may be allotted at each speaker to address all their items. If translation services are required, please state that. An additional 1 minute will be allotted. Approach the lectern and give your name. Are there any public comments? And we do have public comments. We're going to begin with number 1, Kevin Urea, and followed by Alexandra Medina. Kevin's not here. Is Alexandra Medina here? How about Alyssa Shepard? Kevin Uria is not here, correct? What about Alexandra Medina? What about Alyssa Shepard Vitelli? What about Alexa Medina? What about Brenda Solis? Come forward, please, followed by Sandra Garcia.
Good afternoon, members of the board. My name is Brenda Solis, former alumni of Lynwood Unified, but more importantly tonight, I am a legal guardian of a Lynwood Unified School District student. On May 19th, I received the call that no legal guardian or parent ever wants to receive. No more importantly, it was a text message from my little sister telling me Lynwood High School is on lockdown, and my little sister goes to Rosa Parks. And as much as the news can prepare you for the news that like there is a lockdown, there's a potential school shooting, nothing prepares you for the video footage of elementary school students prepping their classrooms. And I think what pains me the most is it's forever seared into my mind the image of my little sister's professor moving a monitor to a window because there's no curtains in her classroom. Nothing will ever be able to make up for the fact my little sister's classroom doesn't lock properly and that they have to barricade the walls. And then you find out that this district, for some reason, the superintendent gets paid over $260,000 a year when classrooms aren't even properly equipped. And that's what I'm going to take out of the. I was a student at Lynwood Unified, and I remember how underfunded we were. But to find out years down the line that my little sister has it even worse, and to find out they're being paid, that the superintendent gets paid over $260,000 a year and they can't even fix classrooms like that, it's unforgivable. You have the sign right there that says equity, access, and justice. Where's the justice in that? Thank you. I yield my time to the chair.
Thank you. Sandra Garcia. Sandra Garcia, followed by Angela Porter. Cynthia Rascon. Cynthia Rascon, followed by Tina Ibarra. Sorry, Ms. Porter. Angela Porter is coming forward. Following her would be Cynthia Rascon.
Good evening, Board. My name is Angela Porter, and I am an ECE teacher at Lincoln Elementary. I am the current LTA Vice President, a member of the bargaining team, and the new LTA Equity team. I came here today to share my granddaughter's experience in the district this school year at Lincoln. At the last board meeting, she said, "Next time I want to speak about the poor conditions at my school, the ugly restrooms, the nasty lunches, and the damaged playground equipment." However, since then, she has been so stressed out due to racial discrimination by other students that she no longer feels comfortable coming to speak. The students have called her names such as ugly fat bees, stupid, and monkey. She has been told to go back to where she came from, and she has also found graffiti around the school and online pertaining to her, including comments about how she looks. Rosemarie had her first childhood fight at school defending herself against a racial attack. Also this week, she has been home because she was threatened by another student with a picture of a gun. The little girl told other students she wanted to fight Rosemarie, and her brother would bring the actual gun to shoot up the school. Rosemarie is mixed with Black, white, and Mexican. And so this is not the first time she has been discriminated against. When she was just a baby, my coworker asked to see her, and as I entered the building at Will Rogers, I was stopped by an African-American administrator who asked to see her. And she asked, was she mixed with the Mexican? And I responded, yes. She turned her nose up and asked me and had me escorted out of the building. That moment reminded me of my grandmother, who also didn't like me and my siblings because we were so dark. So I understand how my granddaughter and other African-American students feel in the district. I've had so many African-American coworkers and families come to me about racial discrimination in this district, including job applications being trashed and families not feeling welcome. The district spends so much money in the equity department, but African-American staff and students continue to leave the district because of racial discrimination. Something is clearly not working. Something needs to be done to get rid of the racism in our district. If it's not the equity department's job, then whose job is it? I would like to know what the plan is and be able to give my input. Thank you.
Cynthia Rascon, followed by Tina Ibarra. Claudia Tabares Montes,
Good evening. My name is Tina Ibarra. I work at Mark Twain Elementary, and I want to talk about a Mercedes-Benz. Never in my life have I aspired to own a Mercedes-Benz. I need no trappings of luxury. I'm not dazzled by fancy gadgets or pricey names. I find value in a reliable car, a car that is dependable and gets me to where I need to go. Those qualities are invaluable. That kind of car, which does its job effectively on a daily basis, is worth every penny that is required to have it and every penny that's required to keep it. Money spent on that car is an investment. It's important to know the difference between what's valuable and what's merely expensive. I've heard it said, you don't buy a Mercedes-Benz if you can't afford it. Absolutely true, I agree. That would be a frivolous expense. When you're on a tight budget, you need to set priorities. I understand that completely. I've spent my entire life on a tight budget. And contrary to what I've been hearing, I mean, perhaps it's an honest mistake that someone keeps telling the community that most Lynwood teachers make $90,000 a year, or was it 110,000, 118? I don't remember. Either way, that is far, far, far from the truth of my situation. As I said, the truth of my situation is that I've been and ever shall be on a tight budget. So I'm very careful about where I spend my money. There are no frivolous expenditures. There's no extravagant purchases. If you can't afford consultants, a Mercedes-Benz, don't buy one. Teachers are not the extravagance in this story. Teachers are the reliable, dependable, show up and work effectively on a daily basis, invaluable vehicle that gets education where it needs to go. Teachers are worth every penny required to have them and every penny it takes to keep them. Teachers are a direct line to learning. Money spent on teachers is an investment in education. For classroom teachers are in the business of education, and our title is no misnomer. Money spent on teachers is money well spent. When navigating a tight budget, it's important to set priorities. Anyone who's truly been on a tight budget already knows this. Anyone who's manipulating data, misrepresenting the numbers, making excuses, perhaps have something to hide. Those with something to hide might physically block the way to keep out opposing voices. Those with something to hide might spread misinformation to the community. Who has something to hide? It's never too late to do the right thing. The right thing, which is show teachers that you value what we do.
Thank you.
Right now, your actions belie your words.
Thank you. Claudia Tavares Montes, followed by Martina Rodriguez.
Hi. Good evening. My name is Claudia Tavares Montes. I'm here to speak as a Lynwood resident, a Lynwood teacher, and more importantly, as a parent of 2 Fireball alumni and 1 current Falcon student. Go Falcons. So I'm a trifecta of sorts. Okay? So as you can infer, I'm highly invested in what occurs in this boardroom. Now, you don't have to guess where I stand as a teacher as far as salary increases. Why? Because companies no se tocan el corazón para meterse las manos muy profundamente en los bolsillos del distrito. Oh, sorry. Companies, consultants do not think twice about putting their hands in the deep pockets of the districts. So as a citizen of Lynwood, I'm here to say that I've seen both the LTA presentations and I've seen the district presentation. So be aware that we know what funds we have and what the funds can be used for. Okay? Now both sides need to come to a fair agreement, a respectful agreement for the good of the community, the Lynwood teachers, and the students. I'm speaking as a community member, as a voting member. Okay? Now, and as a Lynwood mother, I'm here to champion for my son and for my students. Our students deserve great caring teachers, and guess what? They already have them right now. So I'm speaking not as a teacher, but as a parent and as a mother. Okay, I hate asking for stuff for myself. I just do. I hate it because as a Hispanic, I've been taught not to rock the boat and to be grateful that I have a job. And you know what? I am grateful
because I love my job and I love my kids, okay? But I'm more emboldened asking for the teachers, for my son's teachers. Again, I don't like to ask myself, but I'm gonna ask, no, demand for Ms. Foltz, Ms. Morales, Mr. Espinosa, Ms. Sanchez, Ms. Rascon, and Ms. Palma for my son and for all the sons and daughters of Lynwood. Thank you.
Thank you. Martina Rodriguez, then followed by Evangelina Cruz.
Good evening, Board, Superintendent. I just want to comment and just let this board that when Mr. Fromm was here, he presented the budget, the projections for 3 years. We're going to be fine for 2 years. It's already the second year. Next year is going to be in red. We understand that. So when this is presented to the board, but then I see that you create positions at this level, I question, are they being conservative in how we need to spend this money and not just give jobs to friends that are just placed there to do what? I asked for an organizational chart and I don't see it. I don't see the departments, how they have so much work to do, and we only have 12,000 students. One of the things that I see is you guys governing board, you guys have this big responsibility. Sitting there is an honor to protect the interests of this community. So when you make whatever decisions you make with the LTA, whatever agreements, I don't want you guys to come back next year and say, you know what, we're gonna have to let go of these people because we don't have enough money. No, you don't mess with the schools. You don't mess with our teachers. You don't mess with nothing that has to do with our kids, that impacts the kids directly. You start at this top. Start here. And another thing that I see, teachers are in this environment. I just want you guys to go and sit down in this classroom. Just go. All the schools that are leaking, everything that is leaking, you guys had all this money in your hands. You guys knew, like one of the teachers just said, you let these companies come in and get their hands in our money. This is our community. This is my house. Whoever comes and works in my house has to be responsible and give 100% work in this community. I don't want you guys to fire none of them. No, make them work. Look at our schools, how dirty they are. It's accountability. It's accountability. And I don't see it happening. Who's afraid of who? Who? Please, I've been in this community, Ms. Lopez, you and I have been in this community for years, and we know. We have seen corruption over and over in our community, and we still don't speak up. You're a board member. Mr. Morales, you've been here too. And you see the money go by like water, and you guys vote on it over and over. Please, pay attention.
Thank you. Evangelina Cruz, followed by April Spurlock.
Soy una madre que participa activamente en la escuela de mi hijo Luis Sevilla de primer grado. También soy miembro del presidente del comité de SSC en Will Rogers Elementary School.
I'm a mom, and I'm also president for a school site council at Will Rogers.
Yo quiero hablar con respecto a la traducción de los padres como yo que hablamos en español. Muchos no hablaron hoy por la misma razón que nomás nos quitan el tiempo cuando hablamos, nos cortan el tiempo porque traducen al mismo tiempo y usan nuestro tiempo. Solo nos dan 1 minuto y medio a 2 minutos.
I want to speak about the interpretation for parents. A lot of them didn't came today to speak because you just cut the time for us. You only give us 1.5 minutes for our presentation.
Yo he estado en las juntas de la ciudad y nos dan el tiempo completo de 3 minutos.
I've been on the city council meetings and they give us the complete 3 minutes.
Después nos traducen, por favor, vayan a ver para que vean la traducción de ellos y el respeto que nos dan como comunidad. Muchas gracias.
Then they translate afterwards and you can go and see so you can see that the respect that they give us. Thank you.
April Spurlock, followed by Michelle Maldonado. April Spurlock, followed by Michelle Maldonado. Ms. Michelle Maldonado, if you can come forward, please, followed by Ann Salvador. Michelle Maldonado, followed by Ann Salvador. Ms. Ann Salvador, you can come forward.
Good evening. Hi, hello. I just wanted to thank Progress Work in our bargaining team. Thank you, because I would have had another speech for you guys today. Well, they came to Abbott to talk, and I was just like, I was honest, transparency. I told the parents, I earn $95,000, but if you look at other districts, they get paid more. So that's another talk. I just want to say thank you very much. Moving forward to this, we would like to continue working more together for the success of our students and being transparent in our community. If you want me to talk to my parents about my pay, let me know. Get me a substitute. I'll make a PowerPoint presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes the public comments and communications. Public hearings, we have none. Action items, 13A1, request approval for the minutes for the regular board
So move.
meeting of
Second.
May 11, 2023. Moved by Ms. Lopez, second by Mr. Hardy. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Item passes on a 4-0 vote. Consent agenda.
Motion to approve.
Moved by Mr. Hardy.
Second.
Second by Ms. Lopez. Is there any discussion on the consent agenda? Seeing none, all those in favor say by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Item passes 4-0 vote. Moving on, reporting out of closed session, council.
Mr. President, with reference to the published agenda, section 5, item 5A1, with 3-0 votes by Mr. Morales, Mr. Hardy, and Mr. Del Real, the board approved settlement. In regard to item 5A2, the board received information, no final action was taken. Item 5B, the board received information, no final action was taken, and that concludes the readout from closed session.
Thank you. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Yes, Mr. Morales, I would like to make a motion to adjourn today in special memory of Supervisor Gloria Molina.
Adjourning in memory of Supervisor Gloria Molina. Motion's been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Hardy. Any discussion?
Yes,
Seeing none?
I just want to make a brief comment on the career of Gloria Molina. As we all know, she passed away the last week, I believe. And she was a true trailblazer. You know, regardless of where you are in the political spectrum, you have to recognize the fact that she was a trailblazer for Latinos, especially Latinas, in Los Angeles and the state of California. She made a big impact in local and state politics. If it weren't for her, we wouldn't have lawmakers like Linda Sanchez, Nanette Diaz-Barragán, Antonio Villaraigosa, Abel Maldonado, who was Lieutenant Governor of California, and many countless more, including ourselves. So may she rest in peace.
There's been a motion. There's been a second. Discussion. Any further discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor say by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? We are now adjourned at 7:22 p.m.